At the time of Noah's flood, the Bible teaches in Psalm 77 that a great noise went out into the heavens. Psalm 46 states that, and it's a flood psalm, that at the time of the flood, God uttered His voice and the earth melted. The internal structure of the earth was dismantled by thermonuclear reaction because of the breakage of the balance. All right, there was an internal balance in the thermonuclear structure. We know that because there are layers of moderators and radioactive elements that have been disrupted. Just run the clock backward and they become more organized. Wow! That's how David Otway Ray learned that the universe is young. He applied the expansion factor that was in the Einstein equations, but nobody else had ever applied that. So you take the expansion rate, and he ran that backward, and wow, the whole universe became mathematically symphonic. A musical orchestra, the entire universe. So, at the time of the flood, a great noise went out into the heavens. We know that noise was approximately 2.5 billion vibrations per second, because that's the microwave vibration that disrupts the water molecule, that is capable of then breaking, erupting the fountains of the great deep and breaking the eggshell-like crust of planet Earth that was perfect before the flood, but it is now disrupted and expanded later. Prior to the flood, things were perfectly orchestrated. It's the water that held the potential. The water held the potential when it exploded, and it explodes under microwave intensity. The illustration of that, we have a video series back there called the Model. We took an egg under laboratory conditions, under control conditions, and incrementally added microwave. We didn't just push the button. You know what would have happened if you put an egg in a microwave and push the button? You know what happens? It explodes. One fellow put half a dozen eggs in a microwave, pushed the button. The explosion was so intense that it literally, one of the fragments, literally ruptured the top of the microwave and splattered. It had slowed down at that point and splattered the ceiling. Now, how can a little fragment of eggshell drive through a microwave oven? Well, the very same principle where a straw in a tornado can drive through a telephone pole. You're aware of that has been observed. Very same principle. So anyhow, it's 2.5 billion vibrations per second that affects the particular wavelength of a molecule of water. So all of that to say, we know that it was 2.5 billion vibrations per second. Well, 2.5 billion vibrations per second, traveling at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, reaches the moon in just a wisp of time. So, if that affected the Earth, it would affect near organisms as well. And the Earth being a sphere, and the moon being a sphere, it affected the moon because it got a major part of the blast.